Storytime wears. This happened about a week ago, and I'm still pretty shaken up. I 13 female take the bus to and from school. My bus stop is probably 3 blocks from my house, but it's easier if I just cut through my neighbors' yards. No one knows I do this except for a couple of my friends, my parents, and my neighbors of course. Honestly, that's what makes this whole thing so terrifying. The person that did this to me is most likely someone I love, or worse. I have a feeling I know who it was, but I guess I don't want to believe it. The day this all happened, I was supposed to hang out with my best friend Mila. I asked my parents, she asked hers, and everything was a go. It wasn't until right before dismissal that Mila told me she couldn't come over. I was super confused because we had planned to hang out almost a week before, and she didn't really tell me why. She just said that her dad texted her and said she needed to come straight home. It kind of sounded like an emergency, so even though I was annoyed, I didn't make a big deal out of it. I got on the bus and tried to get over it. While I was sitting there, I couldn't let go of the feeling that something was wrong. I kept telling myself I was just worried about Mila, but I knew that wasn't it. The feeling got even stronger the closer I got to my stop. Then when it was finally time for me to get off the bus, I didn't want to. I had this completely unnecessary fear of getting off at my stop. I asked the bus driver if I could call my mom before I got off, and she said it was fine. Usually my mom makes sure she isn't busy when it's around the time I get home, but since she thought I'd be with Mila, my phone call went straight to voicemail. I was out of options, so even though I felt like I was making the biggest mistake of my life, I got off the bus. I wanted to get home as fast as I could, so I took the shortcut through my neighbor's yard. I never realized how many places there were for people to hide. I did my best to avoid those areas, and I did. But once I could see my house, I completely let my guard down. I remember walking up to the edge of my neighbor's fence and thinking, that's where they're hiding. Whoever is waiting to jump out and grab me, that's where they are. I literally laughed out loud because I thought I was just being paranoid. The thing is, I refused to turn around and look back at the fence to see if someone was hiding there. It was almost like I believed if I didn't see them, then they couldn't see me. I should have looked, because now I don't think I'll ever know. I was a couple steps from my yard when I heard the footsteps behind me, and I knew they were moving way too fast to be friendly. I tired to decide if I should run or turn around, and that's all the person behind me needed. Before I knew it, I couldn't breathe, and my feet weren't touching the ground anymore. Struggling seemed pointless, and I started to accept what was happening. I felt something pop, and my feet were on the ground again. This time I didn't think about it. I just ran. I didn't turn around until I got inside my house and closed the door behind me. But there was no one there. I knew I wasn't crazy because I could see the beads from my necklace at the edge of my backyard, and there was the smell. I didn't know exactly what it was, but I knew what it reminded me of. Cologne, the one that Mila's dad wears.